Recognizing your authentic self is one of the most important journeys you can take in life. It means understanding who you truly are beneath societal expectations, family influences, and the pressures of conformity. Many people spend years living according to what others expect of them rather than embracing their true nature. However, smart individuals know that happiness and fulfillment come from being genuine, not from pleasing others. The first step in recognizing your authentic self is self-awareness. This means taking the time to reflect on your true values, passions, and beliefs. Ask yourself, what truly makes me happy? What do I stand for? What kind of life do I want to create for myself? These questions may seem simple, but they require deep introspection. Often we adopt beliefs and desires from those around us, parents, teachers, friends, or even social media without questioning if they align with our true selves. Taking time to reflect without outside influence is essential in discovering who you truly are. Another crucial aspect of authenticity is identifying what brings you joy and fulfillment. Many people live their lives chasing what they think will make them happy: money, status, or validation from others, only to realize that these external factors do not provide lasting satisfaction. Your authentic self is not defined by how much you earn or how many people approve of you, but by how aligned your actions and choices are with your inner values. When you do things that resonate with your soul, you feel a deep sense of peace and contentment. Understanding your authentic self also involves acknowledging and embracing your flaws. Society often pressures individuals to be perfect, leading many to hide their weaknesses or pretend to be someone they are not. However, authenticity is about accepting both strengths and imperfections. No one is perfect, and trying to be flawless only leads to stress and self-doubt. Smart individuals recognize that growth comes from self-acceptance, and that true confidence is built on embracing one's entire self, not just the polished parts. Another way to recognize your authentic self is by paying attention to how you feel in different situations. Do you feel drained or uncomfortable in certain social settings? Do you feel a sense of relief when you're alone, away from external expectations? These feelings are signs of whether you're living in alignment with your true self. When you constantly feel the need to put on a mask, it's an indication that you are not being true to yourself. On the other hand, when you are in an environment that allows you to express yourself freely and comfortably, you are likely closer to living authentically. Letting go of fear is also a vital part of embracing your authentic self. Many people are afraid to be themselves because they worry about judgment, rejection, or failure. However, living a life based on fear only leads to regret. Being true to yourself means accepting that not everyone will understand or support you, but the right people will. Those who truly care about you will respect your authenticity, while those who prefer a version of you that fits their expectations were never meant to be in your life. Recognizing your authentic self also requires breaking free from societal conditioning. From an early age, people are told what they should do, how they should behave, and what success should look like. While some societal norms are necessary for harmony, many limit individual expression. Smart individuals question these norms and evaluate whether they truly resonate with them. They understand that just because something is considered normal does not mean it is right for them. They carve their own path, even if it means going against the grain. Another important aspect of authenticity is trusting yourself. Many people look to others for validation or approval, but the truth is that no one knows you better than yourself. Learning to trust your intuition and make decisions based on your inner wisdom is a powerful step toward living authentically. Your heart and mind often know what is best for you, but fear and doubt can cloud your judgment. The more you trust yourself, the easier it becomes to stay true to who you are. Lastly, recognizing your authentic self is an ongoing journey. As you grow and experience new things, your understanding of yourself may evolve. This does not mean you are being inauthentic. It means you are continuously discovering deeper layers of your true self. The key is to remain open to self-discovery while staying aligned with your core values and beliefs. By recognizing your authentic self, you free yourself from the burden of pretending to be someone you are not. You gain confidence, peace, and a sense of purpose that cannot be shaken by external opinions. In a world that often encourages conformity, being true to yourself is a courageous and rewarding choice, one that leads to a life of genuine happiness and fulfillment. Society constantly imposes expectations on individuals, shaping how they should think, act, and live. From an early age, people are taught what success looks like, how relationships should function, and what roles they should play in life. While some societal norms exist for order and stability, many limit personal growth and force individuals to conform rather than embrace their true selves. Resisting societal pressures is not about rejecting all norms, but about having the strength to choose which ones align with your values, and which ones you must let go of to live authentically. One of the biggest societal pressures is the expectation to follow a predefined life path. Many people are led to believe that they must achieve specific milestones in a particular order: go to school, get a stable job, get married, have children, and retire. While this path works for some, it is not the only way to live a fulfilling life. Smart individuals recognize that success and happiness are not defined by societal timelines, but by personal fulfillment. They give themselves permission to take unconventional routes, whether that means starting a business instead of pursuing traditional employment, choosing not to marry, or following a passion that others may not understand. Another major societal pressure is the need for external validation. Many people make decisions based on what others will think rather than what truly makes them happy. Social media, in particular, has amplified this issue as people constantly compare themselves to curated versions of others' lives. The pressure to appear successful, attractive, and popular leads many to chase an illusion instead of focusing on their own growth. However, those who resist societal pressures understand that real confidence comes from within. They do not seek approval from others. Instead, they define success and happiness on their own terms. Cultural and gender expectations also play a significant role in shaping how people feel they should behave. Women, for example, are often expected to be nurturing, self-sacrificing, and focused on family, while men are pressured to be strong, unemotional, and career-driven. These rigid roles can be suffocating, preventing people from exploring who they truly are. Resisting these expectations means refusing to be confined by outdated stereotypes and embracing the freedom to define oneself outside of cultural norms. Whether that means a woman choosing to prioritize her career over marriage, or a man openly expressing his emotions, rejecting these limiting roles leads to greater authenticity and personal fulfillment. Financial and career expectations are another area where societal pressure is strong. Many people feel obligated to pursue high-paying jobs or prestigious careers, even if those paths do not align with their true interests. Parents and communities often reinforce the idea that financial success equals life success, leading people to chase money instead of purpose. However, smart individuals understand that financial stability is important, but it should not come at the cost of happiness. They choose careers that align with their passions, knowing that true success is not about wealth alone, but about leading a meaningful and satisfying life. Resisting societal pressure also involves breaking free from toxic relationship norms. Many people stay in relationships or friendships that no longer serve them because of societal expectations. The idea that marriage is the ultimate goal, or that ending a long-term friendship is a failure, can keep people trapped in unhealthy situations. However, those who prioritize their well-being understand that not all relationships are meant to last forever. Walking away from toxic relationships, even when society suggests otherwise, is a sign of self-respect and emotional maturity. One of the most effective ways to resist societal pressure is to develop a strong sense of self. When people are unsure of who they are more likely to follow the crowd. Taking time for self-reflection, understanding personal values, and identifying what truly matters helps build resilience against outside influence. Meditation, journaling, therapy, or deep conversations with trusted friends can all help in strengthening one's sense of identity. Another powerful tool in resisting societal expectations is learning to say no. Many people feel obligated to agree to things they do not want to do simply to avoid disappointing others. Whether it is attending social events, taking on responsibilities, or following life paths dictated by family, the inability to say no can lead to resentment and burnout. Smart individuals understand that saying no is not selfish, it is an act of self-care. They set boundaries to protect their time, energy, and emotional well-being. Ultimately, resisting societal pressures is about living with intention rather than conformity. It requires courage to stand apart from the crowd, but the reward is a life that is truly one's own. When people choose to follow their own path rather than the one dictated by society, they experience greater fulfillment, self-respect, and inner peace. Instead of being controlled by fear, guilt, or the desire for approval, they live authentically, proving that real happiness comes from being true to oneself. Setting boundaries is essential for protecting your identity and maintaining your sense of self in a world that constantly tries to shape you into something else. Many people struggle with boundaries because they fear rejection, judgment, or conflict. However, smart individuals understand that without firm boundaries, they risk losing themselves in the expectations and demands of others. Setting boundaries is not about shutting people out, it is about ensuring that your values, emotions, and personal space are respected. The first step in setting boundaries is understanding your worth. Many people allow others to cross their boundaries because they feel obligated to please everyone or avoid confrontation. However, recognizing your own value means understanding that you deserve respect and that your feelings matter. When you know your worth, you stop tolerating mistreatment, manipulation, or unnecessary stress caused by others. You realize that setting boundaries is not selfish, it is an act of self-respect and self-care. One of the biggest challenges in setting boundaries is dealing with people who push against them. Toxic individuals, whether they are family members, friends, or colleagues, often have a way of making you feel guilty for prioritizing yourself. They may try to manipulate you into thinking that you're being unreasonable or unkind. However, standing firm in your boundaries means recognizing that you cannot control how others react. You can only control how you enforce your limits. When people refuse to respect your boundaries, it is a clear sign that they do not value your well-being, and it may be necessary to limit or cut contact with them. Clear communication is key to setting effective boundaries. Many people assume that others should automatically know what makes them uncomfortable, but this is not always the case. It is important to express your boundaries clearly and assertively without feeling the need to over-explain or apologize. For example, if a friend consistently calls you late at night when you need rest, you can simply say, "I value our conversations, but I need to prioritize my sleep. Let's talk earlier in the day." Being direct yet respectful ensures that your needs are understood while maintaining healthy relationships. Boundaries are especially important in relationships, whether romantic, familiar, or professional. In romantic relationships, setting boundaries helps maintain individuality and prevent codependency. It allows both partners to have their own space, interests, and opinions without feeling suffocated. In family relationships, boundaries prevent unhealthy dynamics such as guilt tripping, excessive control, or emotional manipulation. Many people struggle to set boundaries with family because they fear being seen as disrespectful, but it is entirely possible to be firm while remaining loving and respectful. In the workplace, boundaries help prevent burnout by ensuring that you do not take on more than you can handle. Saying no to extra responsibilities that stretch you too thin is a necessary skill for maintaining balance and productivity. Another important aspect of boundary setting is learning to prioritize your own needs without guilt. Society often praises self-sacrifice, especially for women, making it difficult for people to put themselves first. However, constantly putting others ahead of yourself leads to exhaustion and resentment. Smart individuals understand that taking care of themselves allows them to show up as their best selves in all areas of life. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and setting boundaries ensures that you have the time and energy to take care of your own mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Maintaining boundaries also means recognizing when they need to be adjusted. As you grow and change, your boundaries may evolve. Something that once felt acceptable may no longer be aligned with who you are. It is okay to reassess and redefine your boundaries as needed. The key is to always ensure that your boundaries reflect your current values and priorities. Many people struggle with the fear of losing relationships when they set boundaries. It is true that enforcing boundaries may cause some people to distance themselves, especially those who benefited from your lack of limits. However, this is not a loss, it is a filter. The people who truly respect and care about you will honor your boundaries, while those who are only interested in taking advantage of you will fade away. This is a necessary process for surrounding yourself with healthy, supportive relationships. At the core of setting boundaries is the ability to say no without guilt. No is a complete sentence. You do not need to justify or defend your boundaries to anyone, whether it is declining an invitation, refusing to take on extra work, or distancing yourself from toxic people. Saying no is an essential skill for protecting your peace. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes to assert your needs confidently. Ultimately, setting boundaries is about creating a life where you feel respected, valued, and at peace. It is about honoring yourself enough to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Smart individuals recognize that boundaries are not walls, they are guidelines that help maintain healthy relationships while ensuring that their identity remains intact. By setting and enforcing boundaries, you take control of your life, build stronger self-respect, and cultivate relationships that are rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Growth is a natural and necessary part of life, but it should never come at the cost of losing your identity. Many people change in response to external pressures, adopting values, behaviors, or ambitions that do not align with who they truly are. However, true personal development happens when you evolve while staying rooted in your core beliefs and principles. Smart individuals understand that growth is about expanding, not replacing who they are. It is about learning, improving, and adapting while remaining authentic to oneself. One of the first steps in embracing growth without losing yourself is understanding the difference between change for personal betterment and change for external approval. Growth should come from a genuine desire to improve, not from a need to fit in, gain acceptance, or please others. When people try to mold themselves to meet societal expectations, they often lose sight of what makes them unique. They may find themselves in careers they dislike, relationships that do not fulfill them, or lifestyles that feel forced. True growth comes from an internal motivation to become the best version of yourself, not a version shaped by external validation. A key part of staying true to yourself while growing is maintaining a strong sense of self-awareness. Self-awareness means knowing what your values are, what you stand for, and what truly matters to you. Without it, it is easy to get swept away by trends, peer pressure, or external influences. Taking time to reflect on your beliefs and priorities allows you to evaluate whether a particular change aligns with your authentic self. Personal growth should enhance who you are, not erase your identity. It is also essential to set personal goals that align with your true aspirations rather than what others expect of you. Many people pursue success based on society's definition, wealth, status, or popularity without questioning whether these things actually bring them happiness. Instead of chasing superficial success, focus on goals that bring you fulfillment. Whether it is mastering a skill, deepening relationships, improving health, or gaining knowledge, growth should always be guided by what is meaningful to you. One of the biggest challenges in embracing growth without losing yourself is dealing with the fear of change. Many people resist growth because they are afraid of stepping out of their comfort zones. Others fear that change will make them unrecognizable to themselves or those around them. However, growth does not mean abandoning your essence. It means strengthening and refining it. Change should be seen as an opportunity to expand your abilities, perspectives, and experiences while remaining true to your core values. Balancing growth with authenticity also requires learning to filter advice and criticism. While feedback can be valuable, not all opinions should influence your path. Many people will have opinions on how you should live your life, but their perspectives are shaped by their own experiences and biases. Smart individuals learn to take constructive criticism while disregarding advice that pressures them to become someone they are not. It is important to surround yourself with people who support your growth without trying to reshape you into their ideal version of success. Another important aspect of maintaining your identity while growing is staying connected to your passions. In the pursuit of personal and professional development, people often let go of the hobbies, interests, and activities that once brought them joy. However, your passions are a key part of what makes you unique. No matter how much you grow or evolve, holding on to the things that bring you happiness and fulfillment will keep you grounded in your identity. Growth should also be accompanied by a commitment to personal values. Values act as a moral compass, helping you navigate changes without losing sight of who you are. Whether your values are honesty, kindness, independence, or perseverance, staying true to them ensures that no matter how much you evolve, you remain aligned with your principles. Growth should not compromise integrity, it should reinforce it. Another common challenge in growing while staying authentic is the influence of success and power. As people achieve more in life, there is often pressure to conform to new social circles, expectations, or lifestyles. Many individuals lose themselves in their pursuit of success, forgetting their roots and values. True growth means remaining humble and remembering where you came from, no matter how far you go. Success should amplify your character, not alter it. It is also important to practice self-reflection regularly. As you grow, take time to assess whether the changes in your life are truly beneficial or if they are steering you away from your authentic self. Journaling, meditation, or simply taking quiet moments to evaluate your journey can help you stay aligned with your true identity. Growth is a lifelong process, and staying conscious of your evolution ensures that you remain in control of the direction you are heading. Ultimately, embracing growth without losing yourself is about balance. It is about learning, evolving, and becoming better while holding on to the values, passions, and traits that make you uniquely you. Growth should be a journey of self-discovery, not self-destruction. When you grow while remaining authentic, you create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling, proving that it is possible to evolve without losing your essence. Fear and judgment are two of the biggest obstacles that prevent people from living authentically and reaching their full potential. Fear keeps people stuck in their comfort zones, afraid to take risks or pursue their true desires. Judgment, both from others and from within, creates self-doubt and insecurity. Smart individuals understand that overcoming fear and judgment is essential for personal growth, confidence, and happiness. It is not about becoming fearless, but about learning how to move forward despite fear and rejecting the opinions that do not serve them. One of the first steps in overcoming fear is recognizing that it is a natural response to uncertainty and change. Fear exists to protect us, but it can also become a barrier to progress if it is not managed properly. Many people allow fear to control their decisions, preventing them from stepping outside their comfort zones. They stay in unfulfilling jobs, avoid difficult conversations, or refuse to take risks that could lead to personal growth. However, those who succeed understand that fear is not a stop sign, it is a signal that they are about to step into something new and unfamiliar. The key is not to eliminate fear, but to acknowledge it and take action anyway. One powerful way to overcome fear is by shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing fear as a warning to retreat, View it as an opportunity for growth. Every great achievement in life requires some level of discomfort. Fear is a sign that you are challenging yourself, pushing beyond your current limits, and stepping into something greater. Reframing fear as excitement rather than a threat can help transform hesitation into motivation. When you start seeing fear as a necessary part of success, you begin to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. Another important aspect of overcoming fear is taking small, consistent steps toward your goals. Many people feel overwhelmed by the idea of making big changes, which can make fear even stronger. However, breaking down challenges into smaller, manageable steps makes them less intimidating. If you are afraid of public speaking, start by speaking in small groups before addressing a large audience. If you fear rejection, practice putting yourself in situations where you face minor rejections, such as making small requests to strangers. Every step forward builds confidence and makes the fear less powerful. Along with fear, judgment is another major roadblock that prevents people from being true to themselves. Many individuals live their lives based on what others think, constantly seeking approval and validation. They fear being criticized, rejected, or misunderstood, which leads them to suppress their true desires and conform to societal expectations. However, the truth is that no matter what you do, people will always have opinions. You cannot control how others perceive you, but you can control how much power you give their judgments. One of the most effective ways to stop fearing judgment is to understand that people's opinions are often more about them than about you. People judge based on their own experiences, insecurities, and biases. Someone who criticizes your career choice, lifestyle, or appearance is likely projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. Realizing this makes it easier to detach from unnecessary criticism and focus on what truly matters to you. Another strategy for overcoming judgment is surrounding yourself with supportive and like-minded people. When you have a strong support system, the opinions of negative or judgmental individuals carry less weight. Seek out relationships with people who uplift you, encourage your growth, and respect your choices. The more you build a community of understanding and acceptance, the less fearful you become of external judgment. It is also important to recognize that self-judgment is often more damaging than the judgment of others. Many people are their own harshest critics, constantly doubting themselves and engaging in negative self-talk. Overcoming self-judgment requires practicing self-compassion and challenging negative thoughts. Instead of focusing on what you believe you are lacking, remind yourself of your strengths and progress. Treat yourself with the same kindness and encouragement that you would offer a friend. Practicing authenticity is another way to overcome fear and judgment. When you fully embrace who you are and stop pretending to be someone you are not, you develop an inner strength that makes external criticism less impactful. Being true to yourself means accepting your flaws, embracing your uniqueness, and confidently expressing your thoughts and beliefs. When you live authentically, the opinions of others become less important because you are no longer seeking their approval, you are seeking your own fulfillment. Finally, one of the greatest lessons in overcoming fear and judgment is understanding that regret is far worse than any temporary discomfort. Many people reach the end of their lives wishing they had been braver, taken more chances, and cared less about what others thought. The fear of failure or rejection fades over time, but the regret of not pursuing your dreams lingers. Choosing to act despite fear and ignoring unnecessary judgment leads to a life of fulfillment and self-respect. In the end, overcoming fear and judgment is about reclaiming control over your own life. It is about refusing to let fear dictate your choices and rejecting the idea that other people's opinions determine your worth. When you learn to embrace fear as a tool for growth and ignore the noise of judgment, you unlock the freedom to live boldly and authentically. The most successful and fulfilled individuals are not those who never felt fear or judgment, but those who moved forward despite them. Living a life of fulfillment and integrity requires a deep commitment to being true to yourself while pursuing what genuinely brings you happiness. Many people chase external success, approval, or material wealth, only to realize that these things do not necessarily lead to a meaningful life. True fulfillment comes from aligning your actions with your values, making choices that resonate with your core beliefs, and refusing to compromise your integrity for temporary gain. Smart individuals understand that living with integrity not only brings inner peace, but also creates a life that feels deeply satisfying and authentic. One of the most important aspects of living a fulfilling life is defining what fulfillment means to you personally. Society often imposes specific ideas of success, wealth, status, and recognition, but these do not necessarily equate to personal happiness. Some people find fulfillment in creative expression, while others find it in helping others, intellectual growth, or building strong relationships. The key is to identify what truly makes you feel alive and purposeful rather than adopting someone else's definition of success. When you chase goals that align with your true self, every achievement feels meaningful rather than hollow. Integrity plays a crucial role in building a fulfilling life. because it ensures that your success is built on a foundation of honesty, authenticity, and respect. Many people compromise their values in the pursuit of success, believing that cutting corners, pretending to be someone they are not, or pleasing others will bring them happiness. However, those who lack integrity often find themselves feeling empty despite their external achievements. When your actions align with your principles, you experience a steep sense of satisfaction because you know you are living in a way that reflects your true self. One of the biggest challenges in maintaining integrity is dealing with situations where honesty or authenticity may be difficult. In both personal and professional settings, there will be times when you are tempted to take an easier but less ethical path. Perhaps it is staying silent when you witness wrongdoing, bending the truth to gain an advantage, or conforming to expectations that go against your values. However, true integrity means standing firm in your beliefs, even when it is inconvenient. It requires courage, but in the long run, it builds a reputation of trust and self-respect that is far more valuable than any short-term benefit. A life of fulfillment and integrity also requires deep self-awareness. Many people go through life without questioning their choices, simply following what is expected of them. However, living authentically means constantly evaluating whether your actions, career, relationships, and habits align with your values. Are you doing something because it truly matters to you, or are you doing it out of fear, pressure, or habit? Taking time to reflect on your choices ensures that you stay on a path that genuinely fulfills you. Another important aspect of fulfillment is the quality of your relationships. Surrounding yourself with people who share your values and support your growth is essential for living a meaningful life. Toxic relationships, whether personal or professional, drain energy and pull you away from your true self. Maintaining integrity means setting boundaries with people who do not respect you and choosing to invest in relationships that uplift and inspire you. When you surround yourself with those who encourage your authenticity, you naturally feel more aligned with your true purpose. Balance is also a key factor in living a fulfilling life. Many people believe that working harder, achieving more, or accumulating more possessions will bring them happiness, but they end up feeling burned out and disconnected. A truly fulfilling life includes time for personal passions, rest, meaningful conversations, and experiences that bring joy. Integrity in this sense means recognizing that success is not just about external achievements, but also about inner well-being. One of the most rewarding aspects of living a life of integrity is the self-respect it cultivates. When you stay true to your values, even in difficult situations, you build confidence and inner peace. You do not have to second-guess your actions, feel guilty about your choices, or worry about maintaining a false image. Integrity allows you to live without regret, knowing that every step you take is one you can stand behind. Ultimately, fulfillment and integrity go hand in hand. A life of true satisfaction is not built on deception, external validation, or empty achievements. It is built on authenticity, purpose, and alignment with what truly matters. By defining your own version of success, staying committed to your values, and making choices that reflect your true self, you create a life that is not only successful, but also deeply meaningful.